Um, I want to jump right into this. I'm probably not going to be able to talk too long because I've got, let's see what time is it? Okay, I've got about 40 minutes to go. So that's about, sorry, as long as I can go. Um, First off, I want to welcome everybody that shows up here to the lovely cantina. You know the rules. No droids, no bounty hunters, no Wookiees, no droid activists, no SJWs, no members of the LGBTQ whatever mafia. You're not allowed. We're normal people here. So I noticed like last night or this morning. Hey guys, how you doing? Terrible and howdy, Mr. Just some other guy. I noticed that Star Wars Theory feels that Disney has blacklisted him. And I watched the video and was like, why would Disney do that? Okay, first off, I think people who really are not, they don't look at the big picture, tend to blame what goes on. You gotta understand, let's talk about first off, and this is for Theory, if he watches it, the Walt Disney Corporation is enormous. Okay, and they're not necessarily always aware about what Lucasfilm does when they're not looking. Okay, you have to remember that Kathy Kennedy, I don't care what anybody says, we know better here, is in a really shitty place right now. Okay, obviously her blackmail isn't going to work because she's basically focused herself on the wrong people. Okay, attacking the fans, stupid, threatening Bob Iger, worthless. He's got to do what he's got to do because the investors are the ones that really run the company, and she's getting basically a lesson in that. And you know, it's really interesting to me when he said that because, first off, in some ways, just some other guy's right, but Star Wars Theory does such a good job for them, and I think what's going on is it's not Disney that should be blamed if he gets blacklisted. And what he was saying is that there were people that wanted to work with him that decided not to because of Disney. No. Disney didn't do that. Disney doesn't care. Lucasfilm does, and let me explain why. And this is for Theory. Kamran Pasha and I and others are aware of a lot of turmoil going on at Lucasfilm. The people that hate the YouTubers like him, like me, and like the YouTubers that are just spew black pill shit everywhere, and are basically unwittingly and stupidly helping them, and they know it. They're basically being useful idiots. They hate us. We've caused them trouble. We're the ones that pointed out that the sequel trilogy is shit. Okay, we're the ones that mocked Raylo into the ground. We're the ones that mocked Adam Driver's ears and the fact that this package of Kleenex is a better actress than Daisy Ridley is. Okay? They don't like it. They wanted to have a place that's popular, Star Wars is still popular, to spew their stupid fucking political bullshit. Okay? And they were called out for it. All right, look. When Richard Dreyfuss, venerable actor, Oscar winner, that he is, calls out the stupid pandering of social justice and diversity crap and quotas in Hollywood being harmful, dangerous, etc., basically, uh, Hollywood's got a problem. And he is basically not doing anything else but repeating what we've said. Okay? That these people that are doing this, shoving diversity quotas and SJW crap and, trying to shove, you know, queer shit into everything they can find, are bad. Okay, it's bullshit. It makes me want to puke too. Okay, just like Richard Dreyfuss said, it has nothing to do with being creative. It's all indoctrination, and basically George Orwell was right. There's a shock. And the fact that you, Theory, pointed out that the sequel trilogy sucks. Okay, pisses them off. Okay, you did it. Look, you did a better job than Rian Johnson did with your Darth Vader movie. Okay, you did a better job. You are a better story writer than anybody who's written for the High Republic, or the High Republic is crap. Okay, look, we're honest here. I'm not trying to be nice to anybody, okay? I'm not going to pander to some snowflake Adam Driver psychopath. So, I don't tip over the apple cart or make them feel uncomfortable. I don't care, okay? I don't care, all right? And it's time, I think, that people who are just disgusted, you have to be disappointed. Disappointed is too light a word. Right now, it's time for brutal honesty. Okay. And these people have to be called out. The sequel trilogy is shit. The Force Awakens is shit. When you've got even Inside the Magic saying that most of the people who hate the sequel trilogy hate the second and third movie of it, it's like, no. The whole fucking thing from beginning to end is a trash compactor filled with garbage, okay, that was set on fire for everybody to see, all right? And hi, Kojak. We have to remember that we're allowed our opinions, okay? We're allowed our ideas, okay? And what's going on is, look, I'm not an ideologue, and I used to be an idealist. Now I'm just a pragmatist. I know what's right and I know what's wrong. And what Kathleen Kennedy's flying monkeys have done to the Star Wars franchise and what they're trying to do on the way out the door, because look, Disney is in a shitty place right now. It's in a financial cul-de-sac. We don't know how bad the financial issues are at the Magic Kingdom. But let's put it this way. It's UGLY. All right. 7,000 people being laid off is a BFD. Okay. And I say this as somebody who's worked on for the House Majority Leader, who's seen the House and Senate, the United States House and Senate working. It's like, I know what's going on here. Okay. I know what's going on here. What is not talked about by YouTube, and you can name the Black Pills, Geeks and Gamers, anybody. They don't talk about the finances, and when they do, they don't connect it to what's going on at Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm is in a financial cul-de-sac because Disney's in there. Now, if you honestly think that the Lucasfilm actually broke even, you're smoking really good dope. Because in theory, I want you to hear me when I say this. It is not the gross profit, it is net profit. And net profit, if you add up how much they paid George for Lucasfilm, how much they invested in the parks, how much they invested in the horrible, horrible movies, and how much other things, other investments, probably upwards of about 8, 9, $10 billion. And if you look at net profit, you look at the total box office grosses, and you go in there and approximate what each movie costs to make, production and marketing, those are gone. Take what you do, what I would do, what I did was I looked at all the movies, looked up how much they cost to make, looked at what they grossed, put all that together, put all how much they cost to make together, and then took that off of what they grossed. All right, right off the top. Then what you do is you look at what the theaters took, fees and licensing and everything else. And you are deep in the bottom of a red Solo cup, okay? And it is literally unfathomable to me that you guys don't pay attention to that. Okay. I actually asked Matt Bellany of Puck, why don't you guys ever talk about net profit? Here's the reason why. Even I think Robert Evans, the great Robert Evans, the legend, would say movies don't necessarily make money. All right. Okay. The Force Awakens probably brought in $700 million. All right. Harrison Ford took $34 million right off the top. Okay. He was given points off the top too. And you got to look at that and think that, even The Force Awakens really didn't make that much money. It looks good, $3 billion. But in reality, they thought they were going to make the money back at the parks. But when Kennedy, and this was on a podcast by a former vice president of Imagineering saying this to a podcaster. Robert Iger walked into their office one day and said, "We're doing sequel trilogy, that's it." They had Tatooine set up. They were going to do actual Star Wars, and he stopped them in their tracks. Do you want to know why? Kathleen Kennedy walked into his office and said, "We have more movies in front of us than behind us. We should concentrate on that." That's what she sounds like. What scoop was that? I don't remember it. Just some other guy. Maybe I'll talk about it here. But it's really interesting to me how no one remembers that stuff. And see, we got to look at what we know. The layoffs, the fact that they're not close to 7,000 people being laid off yet. There are more layoffs coming up until summer. Okay, probably into June. We've got the Cannes Film Festival coming. Indiana Jones 5 is going to get feted and heralded all the way out to whatever. But they're projecting that it'll be oh, okay, that's cool, thanks. Just some other guy. That it'll probably, some people said about $950 million. She spent $500 million making it. It will not break even unless it makes up $1.25 billion. Okay, it's never going to break even. And this will be the signal that she's done. Okay, and look, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy dropping about 52% between its opening weekend and this weekend. Okay, big deal. Look, it'll probably do well. but it didn't do as well last weekend as Galaxy 2 did. The trades will buff it up and make it all look shiny, but in reality, it's not doing that well. And what I predict is Indiana Jones 5 may not make more than 700 million. Now, I'm going to get tickets and see it on its previews, that Thursday afternoon previews, so I can tell you guys it's good or it's bad, okay, and to see it or not to see it, okay. If I come in and I go live and I'm enraged, I'm gonna spoil the motherfuck out of it, okay. If I come in and I'm happy as a baby eagle when it first learns to fly, I'm not gonna spoil it. But if you see spoiler in the headlines, you know damn well sure it's a dumpster fire. And I'll tell you, okay? But I don't think it needs to be a dumpster fire to be bad, okay? Or it needs to be a dumpster fire to not do well. The narrative set up by YouTubers is that it's got Phoebe Waller-Bridge, it's gonna be woke, and I never see anybody, and I could call people out, that have gotten beyond the fact that the first rumors that she was going to get the whip and the hat are bullshit, okay? I mean, so I'm going, they won't let it go. So, and a lot of people have decided that that's what's going to happen, even after Doomcock said, I think we've defeated them, meaning Kennedy and her bullshit. So anyway, but you gotta understand, Theory, if you've been blacklisted, you've been blacklisted by Lucasfilm. Okay, Carrie Beck. Look, again, these people that are doing this are terrified they're going to lose their jobs, and know they probably will lose their jobs, and they're coming after you, me, anybody else. Okay, there's a list. I've seen the list. It's 75% of the story group and several of Kennedy's flying monkeys. They're going to be leaving, and it's happening. I know this isn't stuff that you talk about, but you got to take into consideration that Disney is in a financial cul-de-sac, and they have got to fix the problem. And the problem is content created by bad employees like Carrie Beck, Rain Roberts, Matt Martin, that idiot Phil Stolzek, Pablo Hidalgo, Jennifer Heddle, people who aren't there because they love Star Wars. Look, Theory, you love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. They don't. They're pissed off at you because you criticized their brand new so-called shiny Star Wars for a new generation, and this bullshit that this generation of Star Wars fans raised on diversity and bullshit was going to rise up and be there. Where are they? All right? The yuck and the cancerous poison that has gone into the sequel trilogy, the High Republic, has seeped even into the Mandalorian. Okay, now, we couldn't even save Kenobi from it because I didn't say no Wookiees allowed, Kurt. I said you got to pay the Wookiee bartenders a tip. What are you talking about? Do I have any blue wrenches in here? I hope I do because someone may have to get put in a timeout. And if I did, it was a mistake. Okay, so just I'm not, that was a troll, and I'm not gonna listen to that shit. Anyway, we've got, whatever. Well, he knew it was an honest mistake. He's just being a dick now. All right. Anyway, God, where am I? So you've got a lot of this stuff. Well, Star Wars Theory feels that Disney blacklisted him. And I'm like, no, they didn't blacklist you. They don't care about you. They don't know who you are. They, well, actually, no. Let's back that up. They do know who Star Wars Theory is. He's the biggest fucking YouTuber on Star Wars on YouTube. And he has more subscribers than the Star Wars channel. Now, what's the issue here? Lucasfilm Star Wars, and it's not Disney Star Wars channel. It's Lucas fucking Films Star Wars channel. There's a problem right there, my friend. There's a big problem, and they don't like that. All right, and you got to remember, the run-in you had, with Pablo when you were emotional and happy that Luke showed up. And he said emotions aren't for sharing. The fact of the matter is, it was Disney that told him to apologize. Okay, and he basically really went underground, except to boost some bullshit, and then mostly talk about Transformers and his really poor drawings of Transformers. So I'm like, dude, they didn't blacklist you. I guarantee you that people at Lucasfilm did, or talked to their friends at other studios and things to cause you trouble. All right, it wasn't Disney. Disney doesn't care. They don't. They know they need you. They need us. I mean, look, if you're marketing nowadays and you're intelligent and not a stupid woke pain in the ass, you know that getting good word of mouth from the customers, hey, hard work from the customers out there, getting good word out there is good for their bottom line. Okay, so when Lucasfilm hires Moses Ingram for the simple reason she's a terrible actress, people were going to call her out for it, and they basically said, you're a racist if you say that. There are plenty of really good black actresses. All right. No one was saying that because she's black. They're saying that because she's not a very good actress. Okay. All right. And there you go. And it's the stupidest marketing ploy I've ever seen, but Lucasfilm employed it. Okay, that wasn't Disney that employed it. People tend to blame Disney. No, it wasn't. It was Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm does a lot of things that I don't think Disney can actually stop until it's out there. Okay, this is why Disney needs to clean house there, and they know that. But it wasn't, Disney would not blacklist you. They can't afford it. They can't afford to. Lucasfilm, run by a woman who doesn't know anything about the bottom line, high finance, corporate politics, or anything, doesn't give a shit. She looks at you, me, the guys at Midnight's Edge, and everybody else as enemies. We didn't like what she wanted to do. We're We're the insufferable. Excuse me. Jeez. Good Lord. We're the insufferable older fans who won't go away. All right. We're the ones who grew up with the original trilogy, the prequels. We like the Clone Wars. We know the lore. And we didn't like what they did with the sequels. We're the reason. Yeah, I mean, just some other guys, right? So, like, let's talk about the. First off, let's talk about season 3 of Mandalorian. Kyle Ron's helmet's gone. It's not on there. There aren't any sequel characters on it at all. There's Darth Vader, there's droids, and there's Mandalorians, and that's it. Okay, that's all. And that's a big fucking deal. To change an introduction costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, and it's not a cheap endeavor. You got to go in and talk to the people who do it and say, this is what. Don't see Revan's mask at all in the intro. I don't know what you're talking about, Cross. I don't see Revan's mask at all. I see a droid with that grill, but it's not Revan. I didn't see him. The one that came closest was Kyle Ron, and he's gone. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about. There is nothing like that in the intro. Anyway, but that's gone, and that's a big deal. Kennedy had a ship fit. Favreau said, talk to the boss. And yeah, it was the commando droid. Anyway, so what we've got is still this quasi civil war going on, and Theory, you got caught in the scorched earth. See what's going on, and don't get caught up in it. Do not get caught up in it, because the plan is to turn people like you off. So Star Wars, Jon Favreau's plans to fix what was broken, and everything goes by the wayside. Okay, Kennedy wants to destroy everything. Okay, she said it. She said, if this nonsense continues, I'll burn it all down. All right. And Favreau just, when he wants. No, look, Iger knows what's going on. Okay, he's not stupid. He knows that she really can't do anything to him anymore. Because, yeah. There. All right, just some other guy. You are now a mod. You're a blue wrench. Anyway, I have to say that. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have to say that we need to distance ourselves from the constant negative crap. I encourage anybody who didn't like Kenobi to shut off every black pill YouTuber for a week. Go back and watch all 6 episodes and watch it with fresh eyes. Drive out all the bullshit that you've heard of it. Watch it again. Drive out all the bullshit about Mando season 3. And neoclassic I'm not talking about him. I mean, he could be part of it. I don't care, but I don't even know who you're really talking about. Uh, you've got to go and watch these things with fresh eyes. Like I watched Visions. I thought Screecher's Reach was good. I thought the Dancer one was decent. I thought there's another one I liked. It was about it was an Indian animation studio made it, and it was really cute. It was good, but the rest of them were meh. I didn't like them, you know. But that's it being intellectually honest. Watch it all. Pick out what you like. Pick out what you don't like. Don't just dismiss it. People who do that, look, we've got a problem in the world. And I hate to say this, my presidential candidate, Donald Trump, plays into this. And actually, so does Ron DeSantis. I uh, don't like it. I don't like playing to the lowest angry common denominator. There has to be a moment where someone says, "Hey, wait a minute. How come we're all being divided? This is bullshit." Hi, Aislinn. And that's Robert Kennedy Jr. And no, I don't agree with him on his climate change shit. But he did say that he basically defended the Second Amendment. And he did basically say we have a mental illness problem in this country. And the right of self-defense does not cause mass shootings. There you go. Because he's basically saying he's getting enough support from the hard left and the right to make him feel like his message is getting out there. And I say this: if Donald Trump is not the nominee for the Republican nomination, and 2024 is 1,000 billion years away in politics, and then Trump isn't, DeSantis isn't, we got some fucking milquetoast douchebag like Mike Pence or Nikki, let's get us all into a war with Russia and China Haley. Okay. I'm going to vote for Bobby Jr. if he runs as an independent. And I said that. Okay. I said that. And the reason why is because it's time for better thinking. And this goes into Star Wars. It is time for YouTubers to say, this was good, this was bad. Visions, 7 or 8 different animation studios from all over the world. The anime was good. The Japanese always fucking do a good job. Always. Even with Vision Season 1, when it was all anime, and some of them weren't that good, they were still better than some of the other ones that we got from Europe, etc. The French Dancer one was good. Screecher's Reach was good. And The Bandits of Golok was good. But the rest of them were meh. That's the way you gotta look at this stuff. Okay. Book of Boba Fett wasn't terrible. It was okay. All right. I still watch it. Every once in a while I'll throw it on. And the reason simply is I'd rather watch something that is at least trying to do Star Wars in a decent way with no woke shit, even though, the think about it, the people that were screaming it was woke. Look, when I think about the Book of Boba Fett, there are people out there who don't watch movies, who are Star Wars fans, and Dances with Wolves. No, it's not. Did you watch Dances with Wolves? If you did, you didn't understand it. What part of that movie did John Dunbar get captured by the Sioux and held as a slave? No. What happened in A Man Called Horse, which was made in 1968? That's exactly what happened. The first part of the Book of Boba Fett is exactly that. It's A Man Called Horse. Okay. And it was fine. I also think that a lot of them play too many video games. That's my opinion. They want, and they've seen way too many Marvel movies. All right. 99.9% of a mercenary's life is not killing people or, you know, chasing people down for the bounty, you dumb asses. Okay, so, you know, we're taught Boba Fett was such a tough guy. You know what he did in The Empire Strikes Back? He followed the Falcon, got ahead of it, and stalked Han Solo to Cloud City, got the Empire there so they could wait for the Falcon to land. That's how tough Boba Fett was. Okay, that's what hunting is, for Christ's sakes. If any of them ever picked up a rifle, went out west, and stalked pronghorn antelope, what, you think you're going to go out there and beat it up? Or walk up to it and shoot it? It's gone. They run 60 miles an hour. Okay, you stalk it. All right, it's hunting. You know, so yeah, and that, I mean, again, it's like, yeah, they smell you, they're gone. If a look, white-tailed deer literally are some of the stupidest animals, what time is it? All right, you could ever imagine, okay? They are. Not kidding. However, in hunting season, the big buck, he didn't get antlers that come out to there because he was sitting on a swing set waiting for the hunters to show up when he was a baby. The moment they know that there's hunters out in the woods and they know, they're gone. They go to places you can't get into. Willow thickets, bramble thickets, out in the middle of a field where there's a big thing with trees and brambles. A buck could hide there and stay there for a weekend or two and not be bothered because hunters aren't going to look there. Okay, they're smart during the season, dumb the rest of the year. Okay, there you go. But when I think bounty hunter, I think of someone who's basically an investigative, private investigator who follows leads and things till he gets up and close to the guy that owes Jabba money and, basically says, I can take you in warm or I can take you in cold. Look, watching The Mandalorian, that's what he does. But everybody was fine about that. Okay? I am really, I don't get some people. Okay? I really don't. This is a rehab thing that I use like this for my rest, to get my wrist strong. So if you see me doing something like this, it's nothing. But anyway, then you look at, yeah, I mean, well, Fett also knew Han Solo wasn't going to be a pushover. And Chewbacca, having Chewie there, would make it really difficult. Yeah, I mean, Peter's right there, too. Now let's talk about Kenobi. There's absolutely no place in Kenobi where it broke canon. All right. At the end, Obi-Wan tells little Leia, We have to keep our meeting a secret. No one can know we met. Which is why she said Ben Kenobi in A New Hope. When they're worried about, oh, you know, this is gonna if he fights Vader, it's gonna ruin that time on the Death Star. No, it didn't. Basically, Vader. And I mean, that was Anakin. It wasn't Vader that got his ass kicked on that planet. That was Anakin. Okay, and when he says, "When I left you, I was but a learner," there you go. Okay, that's what happened on that planet. So, and then Obi-Wan, when he leaves, Anakin there, all broken up. Goodbye, Darth. It's a troll. It's bait. Come at me, bitch. And that's why he says it on the Death Star. All right? And I look at it and I go, what part are you talking about that it broke canon? And look, these people have to make it up. Now, I'm going to say this. There is a group that are EU fundamentalists that will not listen. Will not. Well, yeah, just some other guy. And Anakin's anger and a sense of betrayal came out. That was Anakin Skywalker. All right. And then at the end, when he says, you didn't kill him, I did. That was Vader. But him chasing Obi-Wan when he should have been going after the rebels, or that little ship, that's Anakin Skywalker. That is something Anakin would do. Vader would not do that. All right. Completely different. And if you read Heir to the Empire, one of the things that Grand Admiral Thrawn hated about Vader was that he would do things out of anger. So there you go. The first episode basically sets up Owen Lars's doubts about Kenobi. It also sets up the Inquisitors. Again, Moses Ingram, nice lady, not a talented actress. Okay, just not. Okay. There were probably plenty of other actresses or actors, depending on which way they wanted to go, male or female, that could have fixed, well, not really terrible. I know you're trying to look for something to complain about. It didn't, because at the time of the Clone Wars, he couldn't. Okay. He probably couldn't do that. But it's 9 years later, probably he figured how to do the Force Ghost thing. Okay, so you got to think about the time. So that didn't break canon. Okay. But episodes 1 through 3, like episode 2, no, was it episode 3? Vader just kicks the shit out of Kenobi. And it's total, I've got you, and I'm gonna and he was gonna make him suffer. Now, I'm gonna say this. I feel that there wasn't enough money spent on Kenobi. There was money, but you didn't really see it. The part where Vader throws Kenobi into the fire and rolls him around, I don't know if that was as well written. It was scary as, that seeing Vader march through that village, snapping people's necks, and that was scary shit. But it's Anakin. It's Anakin because he's totally focused on Obi-Wan, okay? And he's totally focused on making everybody feel more miserable than he does. And that is the thing about Kenobi, or Vader. But you got to empty your mind and watch them all. Watch Boba Fett and Kenobi, and then think about what you saw. Okay, the knee-jerk reactions of people. Oh, fuck off, whoever you are. There. You know, that shit's gotta end. Okay. See what happened there? I want to see my wrenches just say that's enough. You don't get to call me names. You don't get to start fights with people on my channel. And considering what happened when Cameron was on, you don't get to threaten my friends. You don't get to threaten me. All right. And it's probably not a good idea to threaten me. Okay? Really, it's not. All right. Just telling you. Yeah, I mean, Peter's right. There's stuff I loved too, like the fake Jedi. I'm like, that character kind of grew on me. But again, when they were leaving Jabrum, whatever that place was called, I wasn't happy with that kind of thing going on there. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go. I've got to get ready for church. So, you know. Oh, and by the way, I just want to tell you guys, the first weekend of June, Raiders of the Lost Ark is coming back to theaters for a weekend. So I got my ticket for Sunday afternoon at 4 on the 4th of June. So I'd advise you guys, if you want to go to a movie that's actually good and sit in a theater and actually have it be worthwhile, take somebody with you that has never seen it. So yeah, but all right, the emojis, and they've only got 2 in there at the very end. It sounds like to me like it's really not attached to anything that Favreau and Filoni are doing, and probably put in by Flying Monkeys. But you know, I'll look into it, okay? And if I remember, I'll talk about it more. But one thing, Daisy Ridley has got a movie she's gonna be working on in Britain. Apparently, her Rey movie's been postponed. Her Rey movie's never happening. And The Acolyte, you know, there you go. What emojis were they? Were they just droids? Like, I can imagine one being BB-8. Anyway, I got to rock because I've been on, and I got to change my shirt. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Just some other guy's right. No, we'll know what's happening by July. Again, Kyle Ron, huh? Well, they had to put Kyle Ron on there, probably to appease Kathy. I mean, emojis are stupid. I don't care. I really don't. I mean, to me, that's not news. It's not worthy. Just something to talk about. All right, so I gotta go. Because I gotta go to mass. Probably have the alien face hugger there to harass me before church. This is a long story, but yeah, and that's exactly what I would do, Peter. So I gotta go, and you guys have a good afternoon. See you around the galaxy.